Hi there, it's April 28th and time for Proverbs 28. Let's jump over there and see what we got, huh? Okay, still doing Living Bible and backing it up with the New American Standard. Verse 1. The wicked flee when no one is chasing them, but the godly are as bold as lions. Well, they didn't change that at all. Well, it's true. Number 2, and I actually like the way they paraphrase this. Where there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. But with honest, sensible leaders, there is stability. How many honest, sensible leaders do you think we have in Congress now? Of the 600 or so that make decisions. Yeah. 3. When a poor man oppresses those even poorer, he is like an unexpected flood, sweeping away their last hope. Yeah. A poor man who oppresses the helpless is like a driving rain which leaves no food. All right. You go to some of the ghettos, and there's always somebody running stuff who's just as poor as the other ones, but he steals what little they have, and happens. 4. To complain about the law is to praise wickedness. To obey the law is to fight evil. Those who abandon the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law strive against them. Okay. I like that over here better. Those who abandon the law. Okay. It says complain. I think complain about the law, and a literal translation is to abandon the law. Yeah. And that's going on. That's going on. And they're talking about God's law here too. Not the 250,000 different laws they've made up in the last 100 years. Evil men don't understand the importance of justice, but those who follow the Lord are much concerned about it. Evil people do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand everything. Yeah, those who seek the Lord understand everything. That's the same to you. Those who follow the Lord are much concerned about it. And those who seek the Lord understand everything. Don't understand the importance of justice. And they certainly don't, huh? Better to be poor and honest than rich and a cheater. That's cool. That's always a good one. Over here it says, better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than a person who is crooked though he is rich. Yeah? That's very short and sweet. It does say the same thing, so we'll leave that alone and come back to that. 7. Young men who are wise obey the law. A son who is a member of a lawless gang is a shame to his father. Yeah. He who keeps the law. And again, they're talking about God's law, the 10 Commandments and the laws back then. He who is a companion of gluttons humiliates his father. Right. How do you think these parents feel of these young kids out there protesting and stealing stuff and gluing themselves to the street and stupid crap like that? They must be so proud. 8. Income from exploiting the poor will end up in the hands of someone who pities them. And it took a long time for me to actually get this one, because of the way it says, one who increases his wealth by interest of any kind. And it says interest of any kind. Money and food loans. Collects it for one who is gracious to the poor. And sooner or later, the poor get it. Okay? But it's a kind of a confusing verse. I think I did a I did a short video on this verse, and tore it all apart. So 9, God doesn't listen to the prayers of those who flout the law. Flout the law. One who turns his ear away from listening to the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Again, they're talking about God's law. Okay. I'm talking about God's law. Ten, a curse on those who lead astray the godly, but men who encourage the upright to do good shall be given a worthwhile reward. A curse on those who lead the godly astray. One who leads the upright astray is an evil way. In an evil way will himself fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit good. Lead the godly astray by evil. Okay. Yeah. Curse on you guys. 11. Rich men are conceited, but their real poverty is evident to the poor. Right. The rich person is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding sees through him. Right. Some of these rich people, you can tell they're miserable. Okay. And they're always in rehab, and they're doing drugs, and just, all that money doesn't do anything. It usually corrupts you. Okay, 12. When the godly are successful, everyone is glad. When the wicked succeed, everyone is sad. That rhymes, huh? When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, people hide themselves. Sad, hide themselves. Sad, hide themselves. Yeah. Okay. 13. A man who refuses to admit his mistakes can never be successful, but if he confesses and forsakes them, he gets another chance. Right. One who conceals his wrongdoings will not prosper, but one who confesses and abandons them will find compassion. It's a true statement. Okay. We'll just highlight that just for kicks, okay? Blessed is a man who reveres God, fears the Lord, but the man who doesn't care is headed for serious trouble. Okay. How blessed is a person who fears always, but the one who hardens his heart will fall into disaster, or headed for serious trouble. Okay. A wicked ruler is as dangerous to the poor as a lion or bear attacking them. Yeah, there's lots of wicked rulers around, and you can sure see that, huh? A wicked ruler over poor people. True. Look around. Look at like North Korea. Those poor people are so oppressed. 16. Only a stupid prince will oppose his people, but a king will have a long reign if he hates dishonesty and bribes. Yeah. A leader who is a great oppressor lacks understanding, but a person who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. I say prince. Princes were leaders back then, okay, but only a stupid prince will oppose his people. A leader who is a great oppressor lacks understanding, but a person who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. It is a paraphrase, so it kind of says something similar, huh? 17. A murderer's conscience will drive him into hell. Don't stop him. Right. A person who is burdened with the guilt of human blood will be a fugitive until death. No one is to support him. Right. 18. Good men will be rescued from harm, but cheaters will be destroyed. One who is crooked will fall at once. Cheaters will be destroyed. You got that? 19, hard work brings prosperity. Playing around brings poverty. Playing around. Now, I'm sure that's not what it says over here. One who works hard, who works his land, will have plenty of food, but one who follows empty pursuits will have plenty of poverty. I guess playing around could be following empty pursuits. Huh? Okay, we'll just leave that alone. 20, the man who wants to do right will get a rich reward, but the man who wants to get rich quick will quickly fall. That's important. That's always important. A faithful person will abound with blessing, but one who hurries to be rich will not go unpunished. These get-rich-quick schemes never work. The lottery never works, okay? It just doesn't. You can look around, follow the statistics of people who got rich quick, and they got poor even quicker, and usually ended up poorer than when they started, and in more trouble and in more debt. Just the facts right there. 21. Giving preferred treatment to rich people is a clear case of selling one's soul for a piece of bread. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Kind of in the direct word for what it says, to show partiality or to regard the face is not good, but for a piece of bread a man will do wrong. Right. Giving preferred treatment to rich people is a clear case of selling one's soul for a piece of bread. Right. People that are starving will do a lot of things. Yeah. There's another get-rich-quick one. All right. Well, we talked about it. Trying to get rich quick is evil and leads to poverty. Got that? Person with an evil eye hurries after wealth and does not know that poverty will come upon him. Yep. True. You could talk for days on that subject. 23. In the end, people appreciate frankness more than flattery. Frankness more than flattery. One who rebukes a person will afterward find more favor than one who flatters with the tongue. Okay, yeah. Somebody's going to an important meeting. And, do I look okay? And somebody wants to flatter. Yeah, you look great, boy. You're having a great day today. And the other guy goes, there's a big spot on your tie there. And you got coffee or something spilled. And he's going to be more appreciated than the one who said, you look great. So, yeah. Frankness more than flattery. Right. But you can tell it in a good way. I mean, you don't have to say, well, look how stupid you are. That's not what they mean. Okay. 24. A man who robs his parents and says what was wrong with that is no better than a murderer. Right. You people rob your parents? People actually rob their... My parents never had anything, so... Some parents do. It's a companion of them who destroys. And in the Old Testament, that was actually a sin punishable by death. They would take you out and stone you for that. Yeah. I mean, it's like number 3 on the list of the top 10, you know. Honor your mother and father. They took that very seriously back then. Okay. Unfortunately, they don't take that as seriously nowadays as they should. The world would be a different place if they did. 25. Greed causes fighting. Trusting God leads to prosperity. Like that. Every time. Every time. An arrogant person stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will prosper. Or be made fat. Right. Trust in the Lord and you won't have anything else to worry about. Hmm? 26, a man is a fool to trust himself, but those who use God's wisdom are safe. One who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but one who walks wisely will flee to safety. Interesting, huh? 27, if you give to the poor, your needs will be supplied, but a curse upon those who close their eyes to poverty. There they are again, a curse upon those. One who gives to the poor will never lack anything, but one who shuts his eyes will have many curses. All right? It always says, it says all over the Bible and other parts of Proverbs, if you give to the poor, you're giving to the Lord himself. And the Lord himself will pay you back. And he always pays back with interest. Always pays back more than you give. I have never known this to fail, and you can ask anybody who does it. Okay? It even says it in the Bible, Malachi. When the wicked prosper, good men go away. When the wicked meet disaster, good men return. Right. When the wicked rise, poor people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. Right. So, there you have it. Some truths. Look at all the highlights in here. Wow. Let's go over some. We highlighted two. Where there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. But with honest, sensible leaders, there is stability. We're all waiting for that, huh? You don't even have to go into detail. That's happening right now. And obviously they had trouble back then too, because they're writing about it. You start saying stuff that gets you banned on some of these liberal outlets. We just highlighted this to complain about the law is to praise wickedness, and that those who abandon the law praise the wicked. Okay. You can complain about the law. I mean, we do that all the time because some of these laws are just crazy. They're talking about God's law, the Ten Commandments, the laws God set before his people, things to do and not to do, that people do now. And this is abandon the law. So they don't go far enough when they say to complain about the law. Okay. It's to completely go against the law. It's to praise wickedness. Complaining. People complain. You have a right to your grievances. Okay. So, 5. We highlighted part of it. Those who seek the Lord understand everything, and those who follow the Lord are much concerned about it. Again, a difference. Okay. In the word for word over here, it says they understand everything. Over here in the paraphrase, it says they're concerned about it. I'm not making the connection there. So a few days left, and then we're going to do a different version. And this is just a good statement. Better to be poor and honest than rich and a cheater. Right? And it says it better. Actually, for a paraphrase, it should say more, but it doesn't. It says, the word for word is better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than a person who is crooked, though he is rich. And that's true. I have known some rich people in my walk, and not the kind of, they're just crooked and they're awful. And I've known some very poor people that are very happy and very honest and joyful. I'd rather hang around those. And 8 we highlighted because it's always been confusing to me. And this doesn't say enough over here. We're going to read it in the New American Standard. One who increases his wealth by interest of any kind collects it for one who is gracious to the poor. Okay. Collect interest like loan sharks, And it does say interest on money and food loans. Okay. Collects it for one who pities the poor. Let me know what you think about that. It will ultimately end up in the hand of the poor somehow. just violate the law. Flout the law. Those who flout the law. It's weird, huh? God doesn't listen to the prayers of those who flout the law. One who turns his ear away from listening to the law, even his prayer is an abomination. If you don't honestly try to follow the 10 Commandments, which is basic for living, 11 if you count what Jesus said, I give you a new commandment, love one another. Okay? That means you don't hate anybody, you love everybody. Not easy to do in these days. If you don't try and do those stuff, your prayers are an abomination. That's tough stuff to hear, but you know what? You need to hear that. I highlighted 13. A man who refuses to admit his mistakes can never be successful, but if he confesses and forsakes them, he gets another chance. One who conceals his wrongdoings will not prosper. One who confesses and abandons them will find compassion. This is good advice right there. Confess your mistakes. Repent. Don't do it again. Playing around follows empty pursuits. Hard work brings prosperity. Playing around brings poverty. Well, I guess that's true. Okay, and I highlighted 20, which goes with 22. The man who wants to do right will get a rich reward, but the man who wants to get rich quick will quickly fail. All right? 22 says, to get rich quick is evil and leads to poverty. Okay? It doesn't work. Just doesn't work. I highlighted 21. Giving preferred treatment to rich people is a clear case of selling one's soul for a piece of bread. Okay. That's a big drastic. To show partiality is not good, because for a piece of bread a man will do wrong. Some people will take bribes. That's not good. Right? Selling your soul. 24. A man who robs his parents and says, what's wrong with that, is no better than a murderer. Got that? Is a companion of a person who destroys. All right. Highly frowned upon when this was written. 25. Trusting God leads to prosperity. Greed causes fighting. Trusting God leads to prosperity. All right. An arrogant person stirs up strife. Arrogant meaning broad soul. I highlighted 27. It's important. If you give to the poor, your needs will be supplied, but a curse upon those who close their eyes to poverty. Okay, your needs will be supplied. It says over here, one who gives to the poor will never lack anything, and it's anything is italicized. But one who shuts his eyes will have many curses. So, there you have it. That's Proverbs 28. Only a few left. We're going to double up on the 30th and 31st because there's no 31 days in this month, so, and we want to get them all in. But there you have it. Check back later today. We are still in our Through the Bible in a Year series. We're back in Chronicles today doing more genealogy. Yeah, everybody's favorite. Not mine, but we want to read the whole Bible, so we're going to read it. And we'll skim through it, I'm not good at mentioning all those names and pronouncing them, and sometimes I don't even try, but I see it in my head. So, but until then, stay tuned later. Stay humble. See you later.